Give them outlets! We go horse, rotate four. Let's go. Let's go!
Well, it's an 11-point lead currently here to Spain. You can see the Virtus Bologna Toko jersey from the young fans. Well, Shengali has said many times before that before he wanted to become any form of a pro player, he always wanted to play for the Georgian national team. By 11 points, can they get something here with Marquise Reed? Finds Goga Batadze. Batadze loses control of it. And that's going to be an unnecessary foul given away because it's going to be a trip to the free throw line. It's on Rati Andrinikashvili. Well, Georgia's got to play the next 3:35 without fouling because, as mentioned, they'll just send Spain straight to the free throw line. Alvaro Cardenas now at the charity stripe here for España. I think the tough test for any team that does go up against Chus Mateo's team is to identify that, or to realize, for better words, that if you do turn it over, you've got to make every effort to get back in the paint. This team likes to get out in transition. Spain haven't missed a free throw this evening. As the lead just continues to get bigger and bigger for Spain, Georgia's got to find a way to get back into this. Marquise Reed, a little hesitation. Shengali puts up another three. He's made one. That's not going to go in. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound. As now Spain might now fly with confidence. Shengali trying to keep Perdilla right in front of him. Well, Perdilla turns it over. Georgia comes up with it. Now a chance here in transition. That's going to be a foul. Tough one there for Marquise Reed because both Goga Batadze and Shengali are wide open. Here's the turnover. Good reach again by Toko Shengali. Good hands by Duda Sanadze. So the foul is called on the ground. And that's going to be another offensive foul. A clumsy screen set by Goga Batadze. And Georgia at the moment just frustrated themselves. That's on Goga. I think that's foul number 2. So Ferran Basas checking into the game now for La Familia. It's the legendary Ferran Basas. He spent last season playing with Manresa in the Spanish ACB Liga Endesa. Basas will take over point guard duties. And another foul committed. That's on Batadze. And Georgia, at the moment, no defensive discipline. It's intelligent play by Pierre Ariola. But frustration, as you can see here for Georgia. Now I have to correct myself. That was actually the second foul for Batadze. Spain continue to go to the charity stripe and make Georgia pay. He knows what it takes to win a Basketball World Cup 2019 in China. Alongside Ricky Rubio, Marc Gasol, as well as Willy Hernan Gomez and Juancho. It's now a 15-point lead to España. Georgia making some more changes. So checking into the game, Alexander Merk-Viladze. Try to give them some offensive input. Marquise Reed denies the screen. Bertadze drops it. It's another Georgian turnover. And I think Reed probably should have got it a little bit quicker. And I think you can see Sasha Jickett saying Bertadze made the baseline cut. Get him the ball. Sansupri, another little lob, babe. No, it's a floater, a Super Mario. And Spain getting everything and anything they want at the moment. Now Marquise Reed in the paint. A little bit of separation. Just can't get it. Bertadze fights for it. Bumps. And a foul is going to be called. That's only the third team foul against Spain here in the first quarter. And it's on Pierre Ariola. Oh, Bertadze's fighting. There's no doubt about it. He's battling. But I think he needs to get a few more possessions inside the paint. Got to make the big man a part of every offense. Well, Goga Bertadze missed the first free throw. He was drafted by the Indiana Pacers in the 2019 NBA draft in the first round with the 18th pick. One of the clubs he played for before going to the NBA was Mega Basket. If you know anything about them, the same team that developed one Nikola Jokic and Nikola Jovic. Mario Sansupri, another three. And Spain at the moment are on fire, getting everything they get. Extending it now to a 20-point lead as Chus Mateo's players flying here in Tbilisi. Looking to remain undefeated. Marquise Reed. A little bit of shake and bake. Now attacks. And that's a good move as now he comes up with his second field goal. Still an 18-point deficit. Now Joel Parra wants to take on Duda Sanadze. Oriola made two the other night against Denmark. Spain come up with an offensive rebound. Patient passing again. Francis weighs up his options. And they find Jaime Perdue. Pump fakes. Well, sharing is caring. Unable to connect. Oh, unfortunately, right there, meant to be a tip on the defensive rebound, but it went to Jaime Perdue. And I don't think Alexander Merk-Viladze wants the assist. Shengalia gets it taken away again. Marquise Reed keeps it alive. Another foul committed. That's going to be Spain's fourth and final team foul, with 47.9 seconds remaining. Oh, it's good drop defense coming from Sansupri on the double team. I think Goga is wide open for a lob if you look here. Right there. But Marquise Reed at the charity stripe here for Georgia. Second free throw rattles in. 47.9 left here in the first quarter. Just given the time, if Spain do go quickly, they could actually go 2 for 1. Little dribble handoff. Oriola coming up for the high screen. But now goes back to Sansupri. Smooth passing coming from Spain. Oh, that could be a backcourt violation. No. Spain's got to take it. Mario from half court and may have just turned on the air conditioning. All the Spanish fans right now, no look of concern on their face. So with 23.5 left, it will be Georgia. As Kakaber Chincharadze subs in, they can have the final play. Oh, another change coming in here for Spain. So coming in is Ariel Poli. Chris Poli playing for Forza Lleida in the Spanish ACB League in Dessa. But what can Marquise Reed build? That's going to be a foul that will send Georgia to the free throw line. Foul is on for Rambasas. He's all over Chincharadze. I mean, that's a good call. That's a foul any day of the week. Chicharadze makes the free throw. This has been one of the veteran players of this national team. Chicharadze so far has only been averaging under 4 points per game, but also plays his domestic basketball here in Georgia now at 14.6. Spain will have one final opportunity. Mario Sansupri is going to dribble us down. Goes quickly off the Spanish pick and roll straight to the bucket. It's Super Mario. Just does whatever, whenever he wants. And a long shot coming from Toko Shengalia. So we'll be Spain with an 18-point lead. Live here in Tbilisi, Georgia for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup European Qualifiers. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key highlights and then we'll run down the best stats from this game. But so far, Spain, well, they have been magnificent, really dictating the tempo. I would say they have total control of this game. When you look at those stats right there, Spain also have 20 points in the paint and also have converted 10 points from Georgia's turnovers and 6 second chance points already for Spain. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights from the first quarter. Well, that was the 1 3-pointer from Toko Shengalia. And Georgia definitely needs some more of this, because they're only 2 out of 4 from the perimeter. The other one was made by Marquis Reed. There was the alley-oop coming from Alvaro Cardenas to Hugo Gonzalez. And he's been catching a few lobs in this third window. Remember, top 3 teams of this group will automatically go to the second round. Indeed, it will be Spain, Ukraine, and Georgia. Denmark, unfortunately, have been eliminated. That was a 3-pointer by Super Mario Sansupri. Spain have attempted 8 3-pointers already. They've only converted 2 themselves, but so far, incredible basketball. Marquis Reed is the man bought into his team. He has 7 points already this evening. He's going to have to probably get between 30 and 40 if they're going to get that third crucial win in the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Well, fans, indeed, this is the third window, first round of the Basketball World Cup Qualifiers, and definitely we will be excited to see you yet again for the next windows. Well, scan the QR code to access the login to Courtside 1891, where you can get all the best live streams of FIBA competitions and much more. Courtside 1891. Spain will have the first possession here in the second quarter. Georgia committed 5 turnovers in that first quarter. Even though that may not seem like a lot, it's just how quickly Spain can convert down the other end. The efficiency of Chus Mateo's team. Francis Alonso in the lineup as well. Sansupri nearly turning it over. Oriolo goes for another 3, and this time he buries it from downtown. And that will be their third 3-point field goal. Back to a 21-point lead to España. Marquis Reed kicks out. Shengalia penetrates. Toko goes in. Toko just can't finish. Fights for it. Well, Toko's got to go up with it. Goes in with the left hand. That is never say die from Toko Shengalia. Well, that's how Georgia's got to play. Second chance points. If they want to pick up a third win going into the second round, they must go for everything. The pass Mario gives up. Alonso unable to connect. That was Ferran Bastos, excuse me. The foul is going to be called on the ground. The foul is on Mario Sansupri. Could argue it's a good foul. Could argue it's not such a good foul. Maybe it just stops Georgia from getting into something very quickly. Paulie comes back into the lineup here for Spain. It's quite a big lineup with Jaime Perdue at the 4. Georgia want to find Reed. Spain want to face guard him. Reed gets it back. Finds Shengalia. Shengali, nice dish out. That's much better from Georgia. And a wide open Yurgi Turziladze underneath the paint. Georgia's got to take it possession by possession. Alonso tries to find a bit of mid-range. That's just not going to connect. All of a sudden, you feel a bit of energy coming from the Georgian crowd. Marquise Reed denies the screen. A lot of contact. No foul given. It's Marquise Reed just discussing with our referee, Martins Kovslavskis. Let's have a look at the replay here. That's good defense. That is fantastic defense by Francis Alonso. Spain still lead by 17. Oriola just tries to power his way in the paints. Alonso. Georgia switching everything against the screens at the moment. That's a tough step back three. It's not going to go. It's another offensive rebound. Well, Spain will just continue to fight for those. And Georgia just cannot afford to give too many away. That's now their fourth offensive rebound. Pará kicks out. Francis has to put up another deep three. And it's another one. Well, that's a 50-50. But that should have been collected by Toko Shengalia. Cardenas now penetrates to his left. Alonso tries another one. And finally, Georgia don't give it up. Shengalia, weary of a double team coming. Twisting, turning. Well, again, falling into hands, and now make that a 6-0 run. And 4 points coming from Yurgi Turziladze as they slice it down to a 15-point deficit. Cardenas, well, they find Joel Pará wide open, and Pará's going to knock this one down in front of his bench. That will be the fourth three-pointer for Spain. I think Georgia were expecting an offensive foul to be given. Shengalia not trying to bully his way in. Turziladze having some good minutes. Well, they're saying it's within the cylinder. The foul is going to be given. So trip to the free throw line for Alexander Merkviladze. Sure if the foul was on Oriola or not. Not sure who they called the foul on. Merkviladze definitively is at the free throw line. Well, 24 years of age, Merkviladze currently playing in Belgium for Basketball Champions League and BNXT League in the Belgian division for Ostend. Because he played in Greece at the beginning of the season. So former NCAA player, Loyola Marymount Lions in California. 17 points still the separation. Alonso. Alonso goes quickly off the screen. Paulie tries his luck in the corner, can't get it. Shengalia doing his duty, preventing more second chance points for Spain. A little hesitation by Shengalia. It's good defense. Toko now goes for it. It's up and buries his second three-pointer. And I think Chus Mateo is going to call timeout, as that 21-point Spanish lead has been cut down to 14. Shengalia, what a difference the legend makes. It's now 8 points to Toko Shengalia, 3 out of 7 from the field. And we'll head down to find out what head coach, el entrenador, Chus Mateo, is going to say to his players.
Tiran, hasta que la meten, hostias. Metámonos todos. Atentos después de este tiempo muerto, que ellos quieran hacer zona. Atentos que quieran hacer aquí. Se pone Oriol en medio, tú en una esquina. ¿Vale? Vamos a tratar de romperlo aquí entre Francis y Álvaro, Orión en el medio, esquina y abajo, línea de fondo, ¿vale? ¡Demos faltas, hostias!
Vamos, tíos, venga, vamos, agresivos, vamos.
Well, Willie Hernan Gomez had 2 good looks already. There's the second three-pointer of the game for Toko Shengalia. Well, how many more threes are they going to get tonight from Toko? Georgia currently 3 out of 5 from the three-point line. Well, welcome back, everybody. Final game of Window 3 here in this magnificent Group A. We're live at Otar Kokia and Nondar Yorikia Sports Palace in Tbilisi, Georgia. FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Just a little bit of a defensive presence. Just up the level now here for Georgia. Alonso goes back to Willie Hernan Gomez. He misses. Well, now they call basket interference, I think. Yep. That's the tough thing about Georgia defensively. I mean, you see this pick-and-roll sequence between Francis Alonso and Hernan Gomez. And everybody just goes into crash. That time, Joel Parra. Marquise Reed now hesitates. Toko. I want to find something with Shengali. That's a hard foul. That's going to be the 3rd team foul against Spain. Only 1 foul to give with 5:25. And if you're Georgia, not having committed any fouls, you probably want to take advantage of this. Because you know Spain are going to try to double team, or if anything, deny Toko to prevent him from getting the ball. Toko gets that back screen. Marquise Reed is there to recover after losing his balance. This is a tough fadeaway. It sinks out one. 9 points for Marquise Reed. That's tough. It's only his 2nd field goal with outside the rainbow. Hernan Gomez just keeps this alive. Oh, again, beautiful passing. Well, someone's got to shoot it, surely. And the 2022 FIBA Eurobasket Most Valuable Player gets the end product. So unselfish from La Familia. Marquise Reed has 9. Not going to get the 3. Goes out of bounds. Spain will get this back. So I think Goga Batadze is going to check back into action here for Georgia. I'd say Dudas Chincharadze, excuse me, probably lucky they didn't call over the back there, because he follows through for sure. I think Francis Alonso was no reaction from him, but that's because the CB Brogan, Rio Brogan star, just such a true professional. Sansuperi. Hernan Gomez, there's a backdoor play, goes in, but Tadze gets a hand to it. And that's good defense. And that will be the 4th and final team foul with 4:25. So any more fouls from Spain will indeed send Georgia to the free throw line. Kick out in the corner, 3 from Sanadze, and this one's tucked away, and all of a sudden it's a 13-point deficit. Can Georgia get it into single digits heading into halftime? Mario all the way. Count it! Super Mario again in the paint. And that foul's on Toko Shengalia. Well, Mario fakes the defense out. Took the bump. There's another look at the three-pointer by Duda Sanadze. And the home fans love it. 7 points this evening for Mario Sansupri. What an outstanding play he's been so far in these first 3 windows, averaging 16 points. He only turned 20 years old this year. His first feature for La Familia as an 18-year-old at the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers back in 2023. As Marquise Reed goes straight to the rack. Well, he's got to keep scoring. That's what he does. Whether he's playing here in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers or in the Turkish Basketball Super League, Spain just want to keep going at their offense. Under 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. But Georgia do have fouls to give. Hernan Gomez wants to go up Batadze, and that's way too easy. The size advantage Willie Hernan Gomez possesses. 10 points already for Willie. Still time in this second quarter, though, for Georgia to cut it down to single digits. Reed finds Batadze, Goga, and he throws it down with two hands. Well, you got to get the big man involved. Only his second field goal this evening for Goga Batadze. They go under the screen, and now they pay the price. And that's happened one too many times this evening. No show on the ball screen. Mario Sansupri, that might be as easy as a dribble pull-up on a three-pointer. As Toko Shengalia bullies his way to the buckets. 10 points this evening for Toko. Georgia tried to take the gamble. Could it come back to bite them? Another wide open three. It's Hugo Gonzalez. Well, if any player was going to knock down a three-pointer wide open, you can count it would be Hugo. Shengalia. That might be a bit of a fatigue moment there. You can see lost control of it. Well, Toko is 5 rebounds away already from a double-double, but this fatigue for sure right here. Just lost control of it. But the good thing for Georgia is the bully basketball by Toko. He's trying to keep them in this one. Those Georgian fans. A timeout is going to be called by Georgia, so we'll head down to their bench to find out what Coach Jikic is going to address to his players.
Keep on going to the middle. Watch me now. Listen, hey. I think now every time we get into the paint, they will put 4 guys. Find outlets. They will put 4 guys. We have 2 fouls to give. Let's use it.
Bro, let's make a little run and we're good,
Bro,
bro.
listen. There is a hold and there is a field. Now field, we can play, bro. Hey,
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Давай. Let's go, son.
Well, Spain have led by as many as 21 points here in the first half. Georgia currently been led by Marquise Reed, who does have 11 points. He's the second leading scorer in this game, right behind Mario Sansupri, who does have 13. Spain 5 out of 17 from the three-point line. Georgia have only missed 3 three-pointers. They've attempted 7. Hernan Gomez just having a bit of a laugh and a giggle with Toko Shengalia. They've had many battles continentally in the last few years, since both of them have returned from the NBA. Georgia have 2 fouls to give. Sansupri's got 13 points. Not going to get this one. Goga. Batadze comes up with the board. Sanadze made his last 3. Has a bit of time. Dribbles into another one. Not going to get it. That's only their 4th missed 3 tonight. Bad shot, though. Georgia's got to just keep on remaining disciplined here on defense. Remember, a 3rd win is going to help them so much going into the second round. Now Hugo Gonzalez tries to go off the bank. Shengali comes up with it. Spain get everybody back. Marquise Reed now. Time, space, 3. And buries this one. And now it's a 12-point deficit. Can Georgia cut this into single digits going into the halftime break? That's a huge three-pointer The second one for Marquise Reed, as now he moves up to 14 points and officially is the game's leading scorer. Let's listen now to what Coach Chus Mateo is going to say to his players.
Sabéis que cada vez que entramos en pintura sacamos algo, hostias. Ojo otra vez. Ojo otra vez ahora. Lo sacáis entre vosotros dos. Hugo está en el medio por si necesitamos un pase de apoyo, sea zona, sea hombre. ¿Vale? Jaime y está Billy aquí al fondo. Vamos a jugar pick and roll.
O mejor me pongo yo aquí en medio y que se ponga aquí Hugo.
¿Sí?
Sí, para decir.
Vale, se pone él, te pones tú. Jugamos puño abajo, con Billy línea de fondo y slip pick, ¿vale? Y atacamos a la derecha. Quiero que lo juegue Mario, ¿vale? Prepara el tiro, Hugo, prepara el tiro. Pero si me vienen mal en el close out, atacar y volver a entrar en pintura. 1 minuto y medio para llegar al descanso. Venga, va.
Welcome back, everybody, live here in Tbilisi, Georgia, the capital city of this beautiful country. This is the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup European Qualifiers. Spain currently undefeated, top of this group against third place Georgia. Both teams going to windows 4, 5, and 6 in the second round to try and cement a place in Doha 2027 for the Basketball World Cup. Spain currently lead by 12 points. Padilla misses last three. Not going to get this one either. Spain fight for it, goes out of bounds, and Georgia will get it back. Another little run here for Georgia. Even Spain losing that possession. It was good offense. Still contesting for offensive rebounds. Marquise Reed goes in, gets rejected by Gonzalez. And now Spain have numbers. All behind the back. They kick out. Wide open three for Ferran Bathas. Another offensive rebound. He has got a mismatch. Kicks on the corner. And everybody has a wide open look. And again, Spain, another offensive board. And another one. Georgia. This is incredible. 8 offensive rebounds already here for Spain. Final seconds. Nice little dump down. Almost turn it over. Gotta shoot this one off balance. And again, this is incredible. Make that 9 offensive rebounds here in the first half. And while Georgia had 6, I think at the beginning of this offense, Georgia had more offensive boards than Spain. Well, what a calamity for Georgia. The inability to box out. What's going to be a change coming in is Jurgi Turtiladze will check back into the game. Now they're taking Toko Shengali out because he's got 2 fouls. They don't want him to pick up a third one. Spain got to get it inbound. Finding Mario Sansupri. The pick and pop here with Jaime Perdilla. Still time here for Spain. Oh, Marquise Reed nearly intercepting it. It goes out of bounds. Spain will have it back. 2.6 remain on the clock here. You can count Spain to at least try and get some form of a shot at some point. Joe Parra-Bozen dunks it. Well, Willie Hernan Gomez. That's one way to beat the buzzer. Well, Hernan Gomez flashed to the baseline. That's way too easy. And extending it back to, well, this is the FIBA Eurobasket most valuable player in 2022, leading his country to the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup as they look to remain undefeated. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats. A much better second quarter from Georgia, but they would have much preferred to have been down by single digits. instead of 14 points. Spain right now 30 points inside the paint. They've scored 10 points converting from Georgia's turnovers. 8 fast break points. Georgia has 0 in transition. And already combined total of 13 second chance points. 8 of those have gone to Spain. And I think we saw in that last offense, that is the reason why Spain have out-rebounded Georgia in this game. Well, Marquise Reed leading Georgia currently at the moment. He has 14 points. Spain have 2 players also in double figures, Mario Sansupri and Willy Hernan Gomez. Well, there are your stats. There are your leading scorers. Because now it's time to look back at the best moments and highlights. Well, here was the three-pointer by Joel Parada. Now, he struggled in his first 3 against Denmark. That's 4 actually. Made his 5th one. Spain currently 5 out of 24 from the three-point line. Georgia currently 5 out of 9. Well, Spain take a lot of threes because they create a lot of open looks. Just they don't convert as many as they should though. But Toko Shengalia currently with 2 3-pointers. He does have 10 points. He's 4 out of 8 from the field. And there's their leading scorer, Marquise Reed. At times he can be unguardable. If you ever watch him in the Turkish Basketball Super League, and there was the only other player to get a 3-pointer due to Sanadze in the corner. Well, here was the play by Mario Sansupri getting the &1. The foul was called on Shengalia with a slight little reach. And that's Super Mario doing Sansupri things. And then Marquise Reed going straight into defense. Unguardable in the open floor. Here's Willy Hernan Gomez up against Goga Batadze. The battle of the centers. And Goga down the other end, repaying the favor to Hernan Gomez. Throwing it down. That's good vision, good facilitation by Marquise Reed. And the final play from big man, free Willy Hernan Gomez. The killer whale, if you like. Well, that is halftime. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Inside and a two-hander. Tanaskovic.
USR directing traffic, fizzes it in. What a feed and what a finish and what a performance. Look at this pass.
Pass, how about that? And Procida announcing himself to be the high flyer in this game.
Here's a steal, 2-on-1, throws it up for Mario Hezonja. And they just keep adding highlight to highlight. Mario goes up, slams it in, timeout Cyprus.
And gets swatted out of bounds by Kamwa. Great reaction by Kamwa. How about this? Goodness me, inbounds alley-oop.
Şengün behind the back, what a pass! Him and Courtmax combining there. That is a point center. Quite incredible vision from Alperen Şengün.
Mitru Long, stop and go action. Will pull the big man out. A good move, and the rejection.
Nice bounce paddle. No, it was stolen. Kamwa did. Oh, how about the throwdown from Gollum, and then a little bit of a stare.
Spain have numbers here in transition. There's the alley-oop and buenas noches. Showtime Spanish transition. Well, it was the turnover. Boston Celtics finest. Representation from Spain, Hugo Gonzalez.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
I'll go attacks to close out. Feet Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Welcome back, everybody, live here in Tbilisi, Georgia for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers with Spain. Currently lead by 14 and led by Mario Sansupri, who does have 13 points. He's 5 out of 9 from the field. Well, Spain collectively shooting 5 out of 24 from the three-point line. If you're wondering why so many threes have been taken, it's the execution of their offense. They just create so many high percentage open looks. I think if they'd only converted 2 or 3 more, this would be just a game that would be very tough for Georgia to come back from. But Georgia, on the other hand, have been much better so far here in the second quarter. But most that Spain have led by has been 21 points. Oh, Spain can continue to maybe get some better looks. Here was Mario Sansupri's second three-pointer of the night. He's 2 out of 5 so far from downtown. Well, in the case of Georgia, it's been Marquise Reed, a man who plays his pro basketball for the many last few years in Turkey. I think he put everybody on notice when he played for Büyükçekmece back in 2023-24. But he has been leading them thus far with 14 points, 5 out of 12 from the field. Georgia, like Spain, they've converted 5 threes, but they've only attempted 9. Only Marquise Reed and Toko Shengalia in double figures at the moment as we speak in this game. We'll expect big things to come in the second half. Remember, Georgia have only indeed won 2 games so far here in the qualifiers. You want to go into the next round with as many wins as possible. The more wins you have, the more likely it is that you'll book your ticket to get to Doha 2027 for the Basketball World Cup. Well, this magnificent arena did host the group stage of the 2022 FIBA Eurobasket. Both Georgia and Spain were here. Spain would actually go on to qualify for the final round and then win the championship in Berlin, while Georgia, unfortunately for them, the only victory they had was against Turkey. But again, another historic night was only 3 years ago in the Basketball World Cup qualifiers for Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines, in which it was a final game against Iceland. Iceland, although winning the game, had to win by a certain amount of points, which they failed to do so, and thus Georgia went and participated in the 2023 Basketball World Cup in Okinawa, Japan. Well, This group has been a very, very tough one. Spain, top of Group A, 5-0. If they win tonight, they'll go 6-0 and be in pole position in windows 4, 5, and 6 of the second round in the Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Well, Ukraine has 4 victories, having defeated Georgia and Denmark twice. And Georgia, well, they'd love to pick up a third crucial win. Only Tudiladze, third leading scorer this evening for Georgia. He's only got 4 points. They're going to need a lot more from both Toko Shengali and Goga Batadze. There's still a lot of basketball to play. It's only a 14-point deficit. And I would imagine that halftime break, because what would head coach Sasha Djikic be saying to his players? Well, probably defensively, that is the biggest test. They've got to rotate, recover, but more importantly, they've got to get back in transition. I think scoring is going to be an issue tonight for Marquise Reed and company. But they're definitely going to need a few more three-pointers tonight from players such as the man he's speaking to, Duda Sanadze, and even Jin Chiradze as well. We still have yet to see Becca Borjanadze. On Chus Mateo, head coach of Spain, I'd imagine the message is very simple. Look, we can see they have the ability to make the comeback. But let's keep going through our offenses. Let's keep trying to get out in transition. Everything predicates with Spain's defense. Spain, 2-time winners of the FIBA Basketball World Cup, winning in 2006 in Japan, led by Pau Gasol, excuse me. Actually, he was injured in the final. After twisting his ankle against Greece in the semis, they went on to beat Greece, winning their first ever FIBA Basketball World Cup. And then they won for a second time in China. Ricky Rubio, Mark Gasol, as well as both Pierre Areola and Willie Hernan Gomez were a part of that Spanish championship team. And what's good about the Spanish Federation, it's just such a great pathway. So many greats like this young man, Mario Sansupri, 20 years of age, but you can see looks like he's a veteran pro, excuse me. Was an outstanding talent. Just making his debut here in the qualifiers, back in the Eurobasket qualifiers, Sansupri, when he was only 18 years old. It's about a 4-hour flight, I'd say, from Spain to this beautiful country of Georgia. A lot of those Spanish fans, they took this journey only 4 summers ago, so come to Georgia, well, they love their basketball. It's such a beautiful place. But those Georgian fans, they would definitely like to go into the second round with a third win. Because as we said, the results you attain in windows 1, 2, and 3, if you get to the second round, well, they also play into fact. So it's so important to get as many wins as possible. Well, you can definitely see a lot of national pride. We've only ever gone to one FIBA Basketball World Cup, and that was the previous one, as we mentioned. Just having not only Toko Shengali and Goga Batadze, but also Mamu Kalishvili. Well, Spain so far, as we said, they've dominated in so many areas in this game, most notably inside the paint. 30 points to 16 in terms of points in the paint have gone in favor of Spain. Those points of turnovers, they converted 10, and make sure you use that QR code and download the official FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers app, where you can follow everything, customize your experience, follow your favorite teams, players, right from the qualifiers up until Doha 2027. You can download it on your smartphone, your tablet, or Android. Joel Parak coming out to the court. Welcome back, everybody, live here in the city of Tbilisi, Georgia. The final game of Window 3, Round 1 of the Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Georgia want to get into an early set. Sanadze has time for another three. He's made one. Batadze battles for it. Comes up with the offensive board. Toko's made 2 threes. Not going to get this one. 2 good looks there for Georgia, but just unable to convert. They go under the screen again. Could that be a price to pay? But Shengalia unable to come up with the offensive, well, the defensive rebound. Shengalia asking Coach Jikic to go for head coach's challenge. Just have a look at the replay. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if you want to go for your coach's challenge there. I think Jikic has called it, so players will go to the benches. 2 referees led by Monskovs-Laskis will now go to the monitor to have a review to see if this needs to be overturned. Well, we already saw the baseline replay. I'm just not sure that's the right time to go for it. But maybe the referees will see something different that we don't see. That's the more definitive angle. That's the 3-pointer by Alvaro Cardenas. Well, Cardenas took the 3-pointer. Shengalia tried to get the rebound. Amundsen, does he tip it enough from behind, or does it come off Shengalia? To me, that looks like Shengalia's had the last touch, but I could be wrong. Well, we're going to find out shortly. The decision has been made. Oh, no. Kozlovskis just wants to have one final look to be certain. I think they've made a choice, so we'll find out. Unsuccessful head coach's challenge. Jikic. I think he says, I tried my luck. Now we got to defend. Only 35 seconds played here in the 3rd quarter. Spain still lead by 14. Berthuelo, quick catch and shoot. That's way off the mark. Another offensive rebound. Remember, the ball didn't touch the rim. Berthuelo will try again. And I don't think Georgia, right now defensively, have come out ready to play here in the 2nd half, giving away an offensive board. And another wide open look off a ball screen for Dario Berthuelo. Shengalia all the way. Gamarjoba. Hello to Tbilisi. What a dunk by Toko. Now Joel Parra. Hernan Gomez twisting, turning. Has to kick this one out. Final seconds. Bitadze puts a lot of pressure. They find Hernan Gomez. He's fouled. And good vision by Berthuelo. Foul is on Marquise Reed. Was that on Duda Zanadze? That's great vision by Berthuelo, because Bitadze had to come out. Well, no help side defense. Toko said Madloba. Thank you very much. Big time Toko play. 3rd foul against Marquise Reed. That's his 3rd foul, but maybe not a bad foul as Hernan Gomez misses the 1st free throw. Interestingly enough, it's actually Spain's 1st missed free throw this evening. 2nd one good. To a 16-point lead. Can Georgia build on this offense? Marquise Reed now looking to attack. Pulls up off the mid-range and sinks this one, moving up to 16 points. That's what he's got to do. He's got to continue to find ways to score. 4th field goal inside the rainbow now for Marquise Reed. Spain goes to dribble handoff. Another kick out. Berthuelo finds Hernan Gomez. That's just way, they make it look easy. They make it look fun. It's just unselfish basketball. Shengalia, another unforced turnover. Well, Hernan Gomez gotta get it over the halfway line. Almanzar pump fakes. Hard foul. It's gonna be an unsportsmanlike. So 2 free throws coming up here, and Spain will retain this. It is becoming a calamity at the moment here for Georgia. And Sanadze can argue all he wants, but that's an unsportsmanlike foul. It's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day that ends in a Y. So he's on Almanzar, now at the free throw line here for Spain. Duda Sanadze just still trying to protest his innocence. Zan Almanzar has indeed won a FIBA Basketball World Cup, just not at the men's level. Won it in the summer 2023 in Debrecen, Hungary as a U19 player, defeating France and Alexander Sarr. As already said, back in the U17 Basketball World Cup in Malaga 2022 is the most valuable player. Losing in the final to Ron Holland and current NBA star Cooper Flagg. Hernan Gomez coming up the high screen. Brizuela, quick passing. Spain just moving around. Again, zip pass and goes out of bounds. And that takes the last touch of Tordiladze. 5 seconds remain on the shot clock here for Spain. Oh, look, time. They make it look fun. They make it look so fun. Oh, Brizuela's got to force it up. Cannot get it. And every rebound just seems like such a hustle at the moment now for Georgia. Marquise Reed turns it over again. Well, Georgia's look like they're frustrating themselves. No rhythm in their offense. It's now 8 turnovers in the game. 1 less than Spain, but they're still trailing heavily here in the second half. Tordiladze trying to put on the heavy defense. Finds Almanzar, throws it down with 2 hands. And Spain just picking apart Georgia's defense, as now the lead is back to 20. Again, look at the hustle. I don't know how to explain this. This is Spanish defense. Excellence of the highest order. And it's uncoachable. I don't know how they develop these players, but my word, generation after generation, they set the bar to the highest limit. Goga Bitadze gets fouled. I think the problem at the moment here for Georgia is they just don't have a primary point guard. Here it is. El Guante, the glove mindset. Alvaro Cardenas, defending like every possession is his last. It's Goga Bitadze missed the first free throw. Only 4 points tonight for the Orlando Magic center. Only 1 game he's played so far in these qualifiers, and that was against Ukraine, where he was 2 points away from a double-double. Almanzar knocks it out of bounds. Georgia will get this back with 6:31 on the baseline. Bitadze finds Duda Sanadze. Goga wants to go at Hernan Gomez. Pump fakes, can't get it. Nothing falling in the favor of Georgia. Now Brizuela wants to push this one. Tries to find options. Almanzar just cannot connect with the lob. Goes out of bounds, but it's going to remain possession to Spain on the baseline. Unless, let's have a look here. Does look like Almanzar did. Well, they have overturned the decision, so that's the right call. Marquise Reed now just wants to go right into defense. Doesn't want to hang around the backcourt and finally gets something to go. And that's a huge three-pointer by Toko Shengalia. His 3rd trade ball of the evening. The assist coming from Marquise Reed. Well, they find Hernan Gomez, and big fella just continues to dominate inside the paint. And Georgia don't have an answer for it. Back to 21. Well, Toko just giving a bit of a bro shove there to his buddy, his amigo, Willie Hernan Gomez. The foul is on Almanzar. Well, that's why I gave him a shove. Hey, amigo, don't do me like that. Come on, man. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. Two competitors, two elite basketball players from two countries here in the European zone of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. And a 5-second violation. Make that now 11 turnovers for Georgia. Chincharadze failing to get it inbound. Cardenas matched up with Marquise Reed. Both teams have 2 fouls to give. Alvaro kicks out in the corner. Good matchup defense. Time's winding down. That's going to remain Spain possession with 2.1. Well, they've got to get it inbound. Last time they had over 2 seconds, they went to Willie Hernan Gomez for a dunk. Well, is Willie just trying to set the same scene for the same outcome? Cardenas will inbound it. Cardenas gets it back. Quick catch and shoot for 3, and that's not going to go. Toko comes up with a rebound. That's his 7th rebound of the game. Shengalia draws a foul. Now be 2 free throws. If he makes both of them, he can indeed become the joint leading scorer of the game, along with his good friend Willie Hernan Gomez. The foul is on Izan Almanzar. That's going to be his 2nd personal. He's a national hero. He makes the first one. Because if you remember, he actually wasn't able to participate in the Eurobasket here 4 summers ago because he had dislocated his shoulder a week prior in a matchup against the Netherlands. And he makes the 2nd one. 17 points. Toko Shengalia, joint leading scorer with Willie Hernan Gomez. Para penetrates, goes aggressively. Unable to finish. And it's the same story. Shengalia dives for it. And that's going to be possession to Spain because Georgia had the first possession of the second half. Just hear the echo of silence this evening here in Georgia. Very similar to how it was at the Eurobasket 4 summers ago. Only that one victory they had against Turkey. The joy from those traveling Spanish fans. .448 left here in the 3rd quarter. And that's going to be a 5-second violation against Spain. And just like Georgia, failing to get it inbound. It's the one time, the one rarity you'll see that kind of error from the Spanish team. It's Marquise Reed matched up. Spain have 1 foul to give. Toko wants to ISO. Goes up against Almanzar, too strong, can't get it, and it goes out of bounds. Well, Tadze went for the contest for the offensive board. Toko felt a foul should have been given. Nothing called. Well, still now 4.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Still Spain lead big with 19 points. Can they remain undefeated going into round 2? Cardenas. Got it by Chincharadze. They want to find Sansupri on the baseline. That's going to be a foul. Smart play there by Mario Sansupri because I think he knew the contact was coming from behind. And Alexander Merkviladze. See right here. That's a good call. That's the right decision. So Georgia only have one foul to give. Oh, it's going to be an offensive foul this time on Saint-Supri. So that will be his second personal foul. Because had that been called on Marquise Reed, that would have been 4 fouls on him. Or is that on Joel Parra, actually? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's on Joel Parra for the screen. So Georgia get a break. What can they build in these next 4 minutes? Anything to give them hope going into the fourth quarter to try and get that third crucial win on the qualifiers going into round 2. Marquise Reed penetrates. And he tried to find Gincheradze, but it's another Georgia turnover. And that's unfortunate. So now make that officially the 11th turnover of the game for Georgia. Spain want to go quick. A kick out. Parra's made 1-3. Not going to get this one. Reed coming in with a rebound. Now Toko goes right into defense and gets it stripped. And Marquise Reed took a gamble. It's a 2-on-1. Here we go. Unable to connect. Batadze gets back in time. Georgia, they do have one foul to give. Nearly another Hugo Gonzalez. That's a Spanish pick and roll. They eventually find Hernan Gomez. Georgia forced a turnover. Reed tries to save it. Nearly found Batadze, but it's another turnover. Neither team able to take advantage. Cardenas will lay it up. Put it back to a 21-point advantage to Spain. That was a strange passage of play between both teams. I feel like Georgia's lack of depth. Gincheradze surely got to make this one. And that's a big three-pointer to make. A huge three. And that indeed is their 7th three-pointer of the night. They're 7 out of 13. Still they trail by 18 points. Little pick and pop. Parra misses last one. Another offensive rebound. 14 offensive boards. As many defensive rebounds as offensive tonight for Spain. Incredible. Truly incredible. Find Parra again. Parra's got to go up with it. And that will be an out-of-bounds violation before the 24-second violation went off. Those Georgian fans, you can feel the anxiety for sure in them. Just imagine if Mamu Kelishvili was playing. Well, Mamu would definitely turn up the velocity in this arena. He's that kind of player, one of the greatest in the history of Georgian basketball. Zrati Andronikashvili into the lineup here for Georgia. He played his time in Spain with Ukam Murthy only a few seasons ago. Toko baseline, and one more time, Gamar Joba. Hello to Tbilisi. Toko mode. 19 points for Shengalia. There's a little curl screen action. To be some like whistle in the arena. I've heard the whistle twice, but nothing given. They got to shoot it. They get it off in time. Oh no, that's a 24-second violation. So this is positive for Georgia with 138. 2 consecutive great defensive plays here. Gonzalez. It's like Dirk Nowitzki style one-legged fadeaway, but that's not going to count. Here we go. Kameshvi Dobisa. Good night to Tbilisi from the Toko. Toko span baseline, just took FIBA Basketball World Cup champion Pierre Areola to school. Toko wants it again. Now goes to a one-legged fadeaway. It goes out of bounds. 7 seconds remaining. Georgia will get it back. That's good defense by Jaime Perdilla. Wow. From that angle. As we see it from a more definitive angle, kind of looked like maybe Goga Batadze had the last touch. Well, a timeout is going to be called. We're going to go down to hear what head coach Alexander Djikic has to say to his players. Let's listen up now to Coach Djikic.
Caja. Alex. If you can pass, pass. As he goes, they will probably switch. Caja. Set the back pick. And open up. Do you understand that? We have 7 seconds. They're in the bonus.
Well, 7 seconds remain on the shot clock here for Georgia. Plenty of time to get the ball inbound. Shengalia. Toko's not got a lot of time here, but Tadze gives it off, and they had it from point-blank range, but they missed it. And that's going to be Georgia's final team foul to give away. And Murkviladze, exactly what you wanted, but the presence of Willie Hernan Gomez, Pieriola just making that very tough. As Nico Johnny Cash really gets called for a second foul. Pieriola playing point forward. Neither Georgia nor Spain any fouls to give with a minute to go. It's not penetration. Sansupri now kicks out, 3 in the corner. 3 is up. 3 is beautifully iced away by Ferran Basas. Extending it back to a 19-point lead. Potential 2 for 1 here for Georgia. Johnny Cashvili just taking his time here. Nowhere to go. It's going to remain Georgia ball with 6 seconds remaining. We're trying to go for a step through here, but I think Georgia just getting frustrated with themselves. Gotta play through the adversity. Shengali has made 3 threes and now making 4 3-pointers for Toko. He's keeping them in this game, keeping them alive. He didn't have his foot on the line. That's gonna be a turnover. So it was a 3 indeed. And now Georgia can indeed have the final play. Sansupri just dribbling off his foot. The lackadaisical error there from the young 20-year-old, but hey, it happens. Now you got to defend. You don't want to foul. Don't want to send Georgia to the free throw line. Georgia have missed 6 free throws this evening, as there is the 4-3 in the night for Toko Shengalia. And they brought Marquise Reed back in. Reed penetrates. Reed loses dribble with 5.7 remain. Georgia get it back on the baseline. Well, I have to agree with Chus Mateo that time. Shengalia has made 4 threes. And again, the tip-in is good this time from Alexander Murkviladze. Well, he missed his last one. He wasn't going to fail this time, as Georgia narrowly win that 3rd quarter. Well, what a huge turnaround. Well, my correction, we actually are right where we started. It's a 14-point deficit. That was the 3-point attempt by Shengalia. And second chance opportunity points. How crucial could they be? 7 so far this evening for Georgia, 11 for Spain, but Spain have dominated inside the paint. 40-20. Well, we talked about Georgia's turnovers. It really has cost them a lot, especially when they could have got back in this game in the 3rd quarter. But Georgia have committed 13 turnovers, to which 18 points by Spain have been converted. Spain with 1 less 3-pointer, but they've only missed 1 free throw. But 20 out of 24 from inside the rainbow. We'll take a look at the highlights from the 3rd quarter. Well, Spain's transition basketball all begins with its defense. They just know how to create a lot of stops and make you turn the ball over. It's how quickly they get the ball out in transition. Well, that was a big three by Jinchiradze. One of only two other players apart from Marquise Reed and Toko Shengali as Toko with a big-time spin and a one-handed jam, taking Pierre Ariola to school. But that was a big three-pointer by Ferran Basas, the former Gran Canaria legend. It's only to see his former team relegated from the ACB, but a huge three again. The fourth one of the night for Toko Shengalia. Well, fans, make sure you scan that QR code. Scan the QR code to access the login to Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. Georgia will kickstart things here in the the fourth quarter. Down by 14. Shengalia. Heavily matched up by Jaime Padilla. Spinning baseline. And that's going to be a foul against Padilla. I think that's only going to be a second personal foul. So the moment Spain don't have anybody with 3 fouls, so no foul trouble for them to be concerned about, considering how deep the lineup is. Rati Andronikashvili gets that screen, waiting for the roll. Well, goes up, gets denied. Sanadze goes for a deep one, trying to go off the bank, and Spain cannot handle the rebound. So, Georgia will get it back. And offensive rebounding, well, it just inspires your team and gives you a little bit of belief, as Duda Sanadze did try to go off the bank from it was a halfway line, a big block by Padilla. Toko trying to play bully basketball. Someone's got to get open, but in the end throws it away. Nobody got open for Toko Shengalia. Foul is going to be called. I think the fatigue is settling in for sure, and somebody's got to step in, and I'd imagine Marquise Reed's going to come back into the lineup for sure here in the fourth quarter. Third foul against Duda Sanadze. Wow. Probably arguing for traveling violations. Jaime Padilla unable to convert the three, but can Georgia find ways to put points on the board? There's a kick out, and that's going to be a second foul. Wide open. Ready for the three-pointer. That's a great take by Murky Viladze. Sanadze, had he attempted that one in regulation, it could have been a two-pointer because he was so close to the three-point line. Georgia get it inbound. Trying to run with Rati Andronikashvili. Nice penetration, goes in, gets denied. And he is struggling against Spain's front court post interior defense. Two unsuccessful offenses from Georgia. Basas trying to lose Rati Andronikashvili. Still keeps this one. Time is winding down. Gonzalez goes in, he gets fouled. And that's going to be a fourth foul against Duda Sanadze, or is on Toko. Let's have a look here. Well, that's on Sanadze, surely. There's the block. Ariola defending the paint with a purpose. That's what I like to call Spanish post-interior insurance policy for Chus Mateo's defensive game plan. Well, Hugo Gonzalez, of course, had his rookie season in the NBA with the Boston Celtics. We did see Joe Mazzulla as head coach in Spain a few days ago in their victory against Denmark. Extending it back to a 15-point lead. Marquise Reed also back in here for Georgia. Reed now trying to get past Gonzalez. Puts up a circus shot now. He'll go to the free throw line. Marquise Reed, 16 points so far in the game. Georgia, 7 out of 12 from the free throw line. Only slightly better percentage from the free throw line than they are from the perimeter. They're 8 out of 16 from downtown. Reed makes the first one. These Georgian fans not losing hope, not losing belief. Second free throw rattles in. 13-point deficit. You kind of feel Georgia maybe one score more away from being able to get back in this. But still this time. Almost 2 minutes played here in the fourth quarter. Ariola. Finding Francis Alonso. Another wide open uncontested three for Ferran Basas as he buries this one. And now Spain go up to 8 3-pointers. They are 8 out of 34 from the perimeter tonight. And that's happened one too many times. No communication, no switch, no picking up from Georgia's defense. Well, Georgia will try another one. On target. Marquise Reed, mid-range, knocks it down. Reed now to 20 points. Still second leading scorer behind. Well, they turn it over. Numbers. Dudas Sinadze goes himself, and that is a positive 4-0 run from Georgia. Now it's a 12-point deficit. And that might be one of the very few times this evening we've seen Georgia convert turnovers, get the fast break points. They've converted 7 so far this evening. Gonzalez. Time is winding down. He's got to make a choice. Has to put up a circus shot, and that is going nowhere. Well, this home crowd galvanized. Feel like a three-pointer now from Georgia to put it into single digits will set the roof off here. If you ever get a chance to come to Georgia, try to come when the national team plays. The atmosphere here can be electric. And that was the big play by Dudas Sinadze. Of course, initiating that contact. Remember, Sinadze has 4 fouls. Reed has 20, but he's taking over primary point guard duties now for Georgia. He's only ever been to one FIBA Basketball World Cup. Kicks out Shengalia. He's made 4 threes. Nearly getting it. Goes out of bounds. They save it. Sinadze, 3. Still the battle. Reed comes up with it and gets it to go. 2 consecutive offensive rebounds. And why didn't we see this in the first half? And Marquise Reed, joint leading scorer with Toko Shengali at 22. There's a comeback possible. Spain have been undefeated so far here in Group A. Well, they left him, they don't recover. Alonso penetrates. Goes in a little hook, unable to connect. And it goes out of bounds. 24-second violation. And just listen to the emotion, the energy, the passion. Feel the electricity of Tbilisi, Georgia. 9-second chance points now up for Georgia. 22 in total for Marquise Reed. Can they cut it down to single digits? Reed. Oh, good defense by Alvaro Cardenas. Numbers here. And it's going to be an easy dunk in transition by Jaime Perdilla. And that's where I think the fatigue is really settling in for Georgia. All these players having to play extensive minutes. Already 30 minutes for Marquise Reed. Shengali has played 33, nearly 34 minutes. Shengali gets to the bucket, but he doesn't get the and one. But he will go to the free throw line. And that is a mismatch all day long unless Willy Hernan Gomez comes in for a double team. That's what Spain did quite early against him. And now here's the dunk by Jaime Perdilla, the Poli, making the extra diamond. You know, Toko made the effort to get back on defense, but no one else with him. First free throw good. Toko Shengalia goes 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Because Willy Hernan-Gomez 3 rebounds away from a double-double tonight. Toko makes them both. Back to a 10-point deficit. Is there a chance? Spain could be handed their first defeat. Almost halfway to go here in the fourth and final quarter. Alvaro Cardenas. He has a wide-open Hernan-Gomez. They don't get it to him. Padilla pump fakes. Final seconds. Shengalia keeps him in front. They have to put up a prayer of a 3. Not going to go. But Hernan-Gomez counted. Almost felt like a whistle was blown there, but that is where Spain have been. So hard to break down. 15 offensive rebounds. And make that now 19 points for Willy Hernan-Gomez. I think the question is, yeah, 3 free throws coming up for Toko Shengalia. But right here, this is what has hurt Georgia tonight. And I would say, Giorgi Turtiladze, very fortunate they didn't go on and one. So 3 free throws coming up for Toko. 4 out of 4 from the free throw line this evening. Georgia have made as many free throws as Spain. I think the home crowd asking for a coach's technical. Oh, Willy Hernan-Gomez trying to rally the players together. Toko just has a little bit of blood that they're going to take care of. I think when you have blood coming out, you have to sub out of the game. That is the official rule. So somebody now has to come in to take the free throws for Toko Shengalia. One Spanish coach watching this game live, Yurgi Camados, tuning in. He's expecting his countrymen to try and hold on for the victory. Go 6-0 here in the third window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. So Jincharadze in the lineup, and that is tough. Because Toko hadn't missed a free throw. He hadn't missed one, and it's tough for Jincharadze because when you're on the bench, you come in, your legs are cold. Second one also not good. Third one good. 11-point deficit. We're going to waste no time. Sasha Jigic wants to bring his star player back into the game. 24 points to Toko. Well, they almost turned it over. Cardenas keeps us alive. Alonso. Hernan-Gomez. And 2 free throws coming up for Willy Hernan-Gomez. Now, Georgia arguing that he wasn't trying to shoot it, but let's have a look here. Hernan-Gomez, he puts his arms up to say that he's in the process of shooting it, so I would say that's very well much deserved. Because he has missed 1 free throw tonight. He's only been to the charity stripe once. Well, can he make this to extend it back to a 13-point lead? Wow, a little bit short. Spain's free throw shooting hasn't been too bad this evening. They've only missed 3 free throws. They're 11 out of 14. Best he could do is put it back to 12. Because he had many great nights here 4 seasons ago, or 4 summers ago at the Eurobasket. Second one also no good. Toko Shengalia now 1 rebound away from a double-double. Toko down the middle. Oh, goes behind the back and missed it. And that would have been one of the top plays. A bit of magic, Toko. Just a little too much coming from Giorgi Turtiladze. Look at this. That is magic in the jersey of Georgia. The whole entire defense was faked out. You got to finish that one. Alonso, the sharpshooter of Rio Briogan, finds Hernan Gomez, misses again. Rebound picked up by Murkviladze. 4 minutes left, down by 11. Marquise Reed kicks out. Huge three by Sanadze. Doesn't get it, but Reed gets it back. Toko's made 4 threes. He'll go for a 5th. Toko time! Mad Loba from Tbilisi. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 out of 9 from the three-point line. Toko, the Georgian national hero. He led Georgia to the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Okinawa, Japan in 2023 in that final game in which they won again. Well, they lost actually, but they lost by enough points against Iceland to ensure their participation. He wants to take them to Doha 2027. Incredible scenes. And even Rati Andronikashvili, the man formerly of UCAM Murcia, and Chus Mateo is saying, what is going on? I think right now, Chus Mateo, knowing how this team has played in all the windows, he's probably going to tell them, look, take your time on offense. The unfortunate thing for Spain is they don't have any fouls to give, so they've got to be a little bit wary of putting any full court pressure and sending Georgia right to the free throw line. Well, look at the points to the turnovers. I mean, that has been, the one stat that they haven't highlighted there, though, has been the points in the paint. Spain in this game, 44 points in the paint. Georgia, only 28. It's surprisingly, given how many more offensive rebounds Spain have than Georgia. I mean, Spain have 15 offensive boards, but Georgia lead on second chance points. Well, they still lead by 8. And even the Lion, the mascots, joining the crowd. Georgia have time to want to use up that foul right away. Toko coming up with a steal. Still 8 points to come back from. Do they have enough in the tank? Marquise Reed, the man who built his career playing in Turkey in the BSL. Pick and pop. Toko wide open 3. Almost got it. As Jaime Perdilla comes up with a rebound. Boy, just threw an elbow there. Well, that would have been big had Toko converted that three-pointer. That's Alonso. Gets rejected. Sanadze finds Marquise Reed. Reed goes quickly, and he gets the and one. And I was about to say, should he have taken that shot? Nobody was going in for an offensive rebound, but Reed gets it to count. Oh, look at this. Bumps against Alvaro Cardenas, makes the contact, and he'll go to the charity stripe. Can he make this a 2-possession deficit? He's becoming the FIBA Basketball World Cup wide receiver. Touchdown indeed. Now this home crowd truly have been galvanized here in the second half. Led by Toko Shengalia and Marquise Reed. They've missed 7 free throws tonight, Georgia. Think about it, 7 free throws. Reed makes this one. Well, if you make all those missed 7 free throws, you'll lead them by 2, but we're under 3 minutes left. Can Spain hang on? Cardenas, they go into the screen again. Well, they crash defense. No foul given. Reed comes up with it. Now wants to go the length of the floor. Georgia still keep this alive. They find Toko. Perdilla just reaches in, but remember, Spain, no more fouls to give. Shengalia bumps, twist, turn, Toko time! It's now a 3-point ball game. Shengalia. It is Toko Shengalia's world. We are just living in it. And Chus Mateo has no choice but to call another timeout. Incredible scenes here in Tbilisi, Georgia. Chus Mateo must be so infuriated with his players. I probably think they're unlucky not to get a foul down the other end when Willie Hernan-Gomez received the ball in the paint. But still, there's 2:27. Still, they have the lead. Right now, they need some leadership. They've led by as many as 22 points. Can they hang on, remain undefeated? Remember, the results you get in windows 1, 2, and 3 in the first round of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. They also play a factor in the second round, because all victories, all defeats will add up at the end. Spain already in a very good position, 5-0, but they would love to be 6-0. And for Georgia, only 2 wins. It's much better going into windows 4, 5, and 6 with 3 wins than it is with 2. Oh. Wind back the clock. Look at this, Toko. Complete mismatch. I mean, that's good defense by Jaime Perdilla, but simply dominant, elite, world-class offense from Toko Shengalia. The man who missed the Eurobasket 4 summers ago due to the shoulder dislocation that he got against the Netherlands. Can Spain make it a 2-possession ball game? Mario Sansupri gets that screen from Willie Hernan-Gomez. 7 now on the shot clock here for Mario. Remember, Georgia have 1 foul to give. Cardenas goes in. What a finish by Alvaro Cardenas. And they needed that one desperately. Still a 2-possession ball game. High screen coming now with Toko Shengalia and Marcus Reed. Marcus Reed switched against Jaime Perdilla. Fancies in isolation. Pulls up from the mid-range. Sinks it. He's coming clutch. Incredible. 27 points for Marcus Reed. 8 out of 14, excuse me, for when inside the rainbow. Oh, Cardenas, they took the gamble. Went for the three-pointer, can't get it. And Toko, his double-double. Here comes Marcus Reed. Dishes off. Oh, they missed it. But they come up with the offensive rebound. Reed can level it up. Oh, baby! Madloba! Big time play. And it's all tied at 81. And now he is him. Marcus Reed, 30 points. 3 out of 4 from the perimeter. As Joel Parra tries to back down, and the foul is going to be on the ground. That's the final team foul for Georgia to give away. And it's on Alexander Merkviladze. Truly incredible scenes tonight here in Tbilisi. Incredible scenes. Can Spain get another bucket here? Look at the three-pointer. Six seconds remain. Perdilla finds Alvaro Cardenas. Little paint entry. Hernan-Gomez kicks out. That's going to be a 24-second violation. Wow. The atmosphere this evening. Spain led by as many as 22 points. Can Georgia reclaim the lead? And Coach Alexander Djikic, is he going to call timeout? And you could hear nothing but an echo of silence earlier in this arena. But a combined total of 59 points with Toko Shengalia and Marcus Reed. Now Georgia have a chance to take the lead. A timeout indeed is going to be called by Sasha Djikic. That's truly magnificent. It seemed like it was going to be the same story all over again. Spain were going to breeze past the qualifiers, but they could still hang on for the victory. They're going to need one final stop here. Well, you know one thing, this next play, it's either going to go to Toko Shengalia or it's going to go to Marcus Reed. And maybe it's going to be a combo of both of them. Maybe it's going to be a high pick and roll. Who knows? That was a three-pointer by Marcus Reed that leveled things up and made him the leading scorer in the game. I mean, this team has shot 43% from the three-point line tonight. They're 10 out of 23. That's incredible. Spain have attempted 38 three-pointers, but they've only converted 8. Well, you can debate, you can argue the efficiency. Either way, Georgia, when we come back from this timeout, they'll have a chance to take the lead. And even if they do score, Spain will have enough time to get it back. Well, they brought in Izan Almanza. I'd say for the best part in the first half, he did an okay job defensively against Toko Shengalia. Welcome back, live here in Tbilisi, Georgia, FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Here comes that high screen with Toko and Marquise Reed. Reed finds Toko. They nearly turn it over. Still time on the shot clock. Shengalia crosses, goes in, and Jaime Shvidovisa. Good night, Tbilisi. And now Toko, the leading scorer, 31 points. Single-handedly taking this game over. The national hero of any sport, any institution in the history of this beautiful country. It is Toko time, baby. Mad Loba, thank you very much, said every Georgian fan tonight. Between the legs, the crossover, and takes the young Izan Almanza to school. And look at the reaction from those Georgian fans. Incredible. Down 22. 22.9 seconds remaining. Spain have a chance to level things up. Or they can take this. Well, they can actually win the game if they go for another three-pointer. But as I already highlighted, only 8 out of 38 from the perimeter. And this could either be a positive or it could be something that hinders Spain, because you have so many options you could go to. Anybody can take the last shot for the Spanish team. They've got Alvaro Cardenas. That's the primary point guard on the floor. The Spanish fans, those signs of joy and glee, well, those smiles, they've turned upside down. Boston Celtics, Hugo Gonzalez, he's in. Cardenas has probably been, I would say, their best backcourt player so far in this window. Remember, Georgia have no fouls to give. We know all the fans. Here we go. Dario Brizuela inbounds this. We got Jaime Perdia setting this high screen for Cardenas. Gonzalez as well as Izan Almanza. They're going to wind this down. They want to find Brizuela on the handoff. Dario gets switched by Toko. Makes the pass. Perdia goes in, and Perdia finishes. And a timeout is going to be called by Georgia. 3.9 remain. What execution by Chus Mateo's players. No Willy Hernan Gomez, no Pierre Areola on the floor. Two players who were a part of that FIBA Basketball World Cup championship team with Marc Gasol and Ricky Rubio in 2019. It was the young gun, Izan Almanza. And while both Dario Brizuela and Jaime Perdia won the Eurobasket in 2022, the depth is incredible in this team. Under pressure, they level things up. I think Spain know one thing for sure. The ball is going in the hands of either two players. And that's either Marquise Reed or Toko Shengalia. So this is something for sure Coach Alexander Djikic is going to be prepared for. Now, they do have Duda Sanadze out there as an option, as well as Merkiladze. I think this is going to be get it into Marquise Reed or Toko and just go to work. If anything, get fouled. Get to the free throw line. Only 2 wins so far here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. This would give them hope. Even them, the fans, you can see praying. One final play. Well, this is what it's all about, basketball fans. These final moments of international basketball. Something happens here. We'll be talking about it for many weeks, many months, maybe years. Martins Kovzlauskas, our head referee, gives it to Marquise Reed. Fasten your seatbelts. They find Toko. Toko's got to go quick. Toko hesitates. Toko And he gets rejected, and we're going to overtime. I think Spain much more fancy the prospects of going into overtime, more so than Georgia. But they got what they wanted, Georgia. They got it into the hands of Shengalia. Got to the rack. And that's good defense. Well, incredible scenes. I even think Spain look a little bit fatigued at the moment. It's been that three-point shooting slightly better in terms of made, not in terms of attempts and efficiency, but that's what's kept Georgia in this one. But they'll take every little bit at this stage. Oh, incredible. Truly incredible. You have to remember, Georgia were trailing by 21 with under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And they've given themselves a chance for a third victory. Anything's possible at this stage. Big moments coming up for sure. That was the last play. I think Izan Al-Mansah may have just got a slight fingertip to it. Yep. Let me see from this angle a little bit better. I think he may have just grasped it. That could be a game-defining play. Let's see if we can see better from here. Yeah, I think he just got a little fingernail to it. We'll find out how big a defensive play that's going to be from Izan Al-Mansah in overtime. I think that tells you everything right there. The combined total of 61 points. And no other players in double figures apart from Toko Shengalia and that man Marquise Reed. Well, that's what you have to do when you need your star players to step up. You need them to perform big time. Welcome back, live here in Tbilisi, Georgia. FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Alvaro Cardenas wants to go right at Marquise Reed. Fake the kick out. Pradilla finds Cardenas, and he'll have the wide open layup. Well, the urban legend says the team who scores first in overtime usually is a team that goes on to win. We'll just find out how true that becomes. Toko with 31. Little bump goes in. Too strong, can't get it. And the rebound picked up by Pradilla. I think they have enough in the tank here to hang on, or can Spain? Good hands by Shengalia. Well, Gonzalez is wide open in the corner. They kick out, they get a wide open three by Hugo, and now it's a 5-0 lead from Spain. Well, that's a great way to begin overtime. I think Alexander Djikic, I don't think he's going to call timeout, but he doesn't look too happy, that's for sure. That's a three-point. I think that was complete miscommunication because you can see they were trying to put a lot of pressure on the ball handlers. But Georgia's come too far. Marquise Reed. That's good defense. I think Spain still have a head coach's challenge to give if they want to, but don't think they're going to use it quite right yet. Good defense by Alvaro Cardenas. Well, they try to find Shengalia. They try to save it, but it goes out of bounds. Georgia will retain this. And now for sure, you can see fatigue settling in here for Georgia. Well, the Georgian fans trying to rally behind their team to give them any form of inspiration they can at this stage. Want to find Marquise Reed. The guy getting inbound. They don't want a second 5-second violation. Reed. Finds Sanadze. Got to make this one. Surely it's on target, but it just won't go in. That's another good look for Duda Sanadze. Can Georgia keep on defending? Ruthwella. A bit of magic now. Finds a bit of separation. Just can't get it. Georgia come up with it. Now they have numbers if they can go quickly. Reed just able to keep his dribble alive. Pulls up for a quick three, and nothing falling. Now Georgia. Thought they probably should have gone a little bit quicker on that offense, considering Spain had 2 players down. As they always do, this imperious, unbreakable Spanish defense always makes an extra effort to get back in the paint. Oh, nice dump down. Ahmed Sa, no foul given. Ball didn't touch the rim, and that's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, what a huge defensive play by Georgia. Unless Georgia can get something from this offense, this could also be a defensive game-defining moment. Good hands. Well, what a big-time block, because that just prevents it from becoming bigger than a 2-possession lead for Spain. Well, a lot of contact there for sure. Reed. Just trying to deal with the nuisance. Shingalia still keeps it, gets bumped, goes in, but he doesn't get the ab one. And Toko lands awkwardly on the ground. I think he landed. I don't think it was the impact on the ground. I think it's the landing on the back knee of Yorgi Tortiladze, his teammate number 11. And that looks painful. Well, tough as nails. Shoulder dislocation had to keep him out of the 2022 FIBA Eurobasket. But still, this man continues to wear Does Hernan Gomez grasp that with his finger? That's the question. It's definitely Toko Shingali gets a deflection, but here's Dario Berthuela. There's the penetration. Does that touch a fingernail of Willie Hernan Gomez? Either way, it's going to be 1:33 remaining. Whoever's possession is going to be in Georgia, lead by 1. You feel like something is coming big here, but a decision has been made. That's going to stay with Spain, so the decision has been overturned. A big moment now for sure. 8 seconds remain on the shot clock. Georgia, neither Spain. Any more fouls to give? Here's another look at the replay, which quite clearly shows that it didn't touch Willie Hernan Gomez. Can Spain reclaim the lead? Gonzalez. Hernan Gomez trying to just force his way. Dumped out, goes in. What a rejection. Or have they called a foul here? So this would send Jaime Perdilla to the free throw line. That's a good call. That is a very good call because Tudiladze clearly got the arm of Jaime Perdilla. That's such a smart cut inside the paint by Jaime Perdilla because all he has to do is just patiently wait for the pass. So Jaime Perdilla, here's the 3 by Toko. It's Toko time tonight, baby. Big free throws now here for Perdilla. Well, the foul is on Duda Sanadze. He's out of here. Oh, he missed it. And Jaime Perdilla choking under pressure. Spain have only missed 5 free throws this evening. They're 11 out of 16. Can Jaime Perdilla level things up? Second one good. Nothing separating Spain and Georgia. .37 points, 10 rebounds for the Toko. We're trying to find Marquise Reed. Spain don't want to send Toko to the free throw line. Shengalia. Toko now gets around the defense. They try to make the dish off. Still got it. They got to shoot it. They get it off. And no push in the back cold. Spain can reclaim the lead. Toko trying to get back on defense. That's going to be a kickball violation. So a sideline possession coming up to Spain. You couldn't write this ending. You truly couldn't. Olay moments. Just slows down the offense of Spain. Remember, Georgia trailed by 21 with under 3 minutes left in the third quarter, only to have the Toko takeover. Georgia don't want to send Spain to the free throw line. Cardenas working that screen. Chincharadze trying to recover. Cardenas goes for it, doesn't get it, and that's going to be a jump ball. And I think the possession arrow. The possession arrow, I think, does go in favor of Georgia. So 36.7 left. I would say Chincharadze, very risky to try and reach to that point, but a huge rebound. A monumental rebound on that play by Georgia's number 11, who's played some very big minutes tonight. 20 minutes played by Yorgi Tujiladze. That was the miss attempt. Toko Shengalia felt he got pushed in the back. That's a good no call in my mind. Sasha Djikic trying to draw something up here. Because there's still, you think about it, 12.7 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Georgia had the last attempt to win in regulation, only for a little bit of a fingertip block from Izan Amantha. Look at the points difference tonight. Georgia 11 out of 26 from the three-point line. And over 50% of those have indeed come from Toko Shengalia. But look at that. 8 missed free throws from Georgia. 5 missed free throws from Spain. And whoever loses this game, they will be disappointed to know that had they made all the free throws, they could have won this one. But that happens. But you look at the extensive minutes played by some of these Georgian players, and respectfully, they don't have the same depth as Spain. 41 minutes played by Marquise Reed. 44 minutes played by Toko Shengalia. You can look at Spain. The player who's played the most minutes tonight is Alvaro Cardenas. He's played 28. Jaime Perdía 25, as well as Hugo Gonzalez. They're the only players that have played plus 20 minutes. But Georgia, one chance to take the lead. You kind of feel it's going to one player, or maybe two. 67 combined points between Toko Shengalia and this man, Marquise Reed. Overtime here in Tbilisi, Georgia. Reed heavily defended by Alvaro Cardenas. Here comes that high scream at Toko. Reed forced the switch, pulls up mid-range, and Mad Loba, said the Georgian basketball fans, as he gives Georgia a 2-point lead with 19.1 seconds left. 32 points for Marquise Reed. That's a huge play. Wow, those fans, I don't think they can take any more of this. Excitement, exhilaration, anxiety, all in one evening. But Chus Mateo is going to call one more timeout. He had no problem leveling the game up in regulation. Could we see the very same thing from his players? I think one thing that Georgia can take a lot of pride of, and we saw it in one segment in the third quarter, was the rebounding. But they had 3 consecutive offensive boards. Towards the end of the first half, Spain had 4 consecutive offensive rebounds in one play, but now Georgia, they've out-rebounded them 42-39. Georgia, 19 offensive rebounds. Yes, that is more than Spain. While Spain down by 2 points. There's the clutch mid-range by Marquise Reed. And my word, did he read the defense to find that separation. He read them like a book, like he's done all evening long with 32 points. Only 2 wins for Georgia so far here in windows 1, 2, and 3. Breaking defeats in the opening game against Ukraine, and then losing again to Ukraine only a few days ago by 21. But are they about to hand Spain their first defeats? Alvaro Cardenas. They want to find Hugo Gonzalez. Time's winding down. Spain don't have a lot of time. Cardenas goes for the 3. Doesn't get it. Jaime Shvidobisa. Good night, Tbilisi. Georgia have done the impossible. Down 21 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, only to come back and win in overtime. Led by Toko Shengalia with 37 points, a double-double as well. 32 for Marquise Reed, and it is their 3rd victory of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Incredible. Remember, the results you pick up in round 1, 2, and 3 will then go into windows 4, 5, and 6, and that is why every game matters. Well, it may not qualify them for Doha 2027. Both teams were heading into the second round before this evening, but it gives them a bit of hope, a bit of life, a bit of optimism. And for sure, it will go down as one of the most historic nights in the history of Georgian basketball. A national hero. Forget basketball, forget everything. There will be a statue of Toko Shengalia in this beautiful city of Tbilisi. He is surely one of the greatest, I would say, icons of this beautiful country's, the long-standing beautiful culture. And Sasha Djikic, well, he can relax a little bit. Enjoy a bit of fine Georgian wine tonight. Third win. And it just, like I said, it just gives them hope. Alvaro Cardenas. Well, a three that could have won the game. A big-time moment indeed. And that rebound by the man of Falou Ostend. Only joined Falou Ostend after leaving the Greek Basketball League this season. But Alexander Merkviladze prevented an offensive rebound and potentially second chance points. A huge moment. And we will find out just how big this win will be come the end of Window 6 to find out which teams will book their tickets to Doha 2027 for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Magnificent scenes. Truly magnificent scenes tonight. Well, there are your stats. The 11 three-pointers. Majority of those made by Toko Shengalia. Shengalia tonight. That's a performance not only in Georgian basketball history, but also in FIBA International Basketball. 37 points, 6 out of 11 from the perimeter. He had 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and he also had 4 steals. Magnificent. Georgia out-rebounding Spain, playing them at their very own game. And they came back and they made it count when it mattered. Unbelievable scenes here in Tbilisi. Well, 32 for Marquise Reed, 19 for Willie Hernan Gomez as Spain let loose and lose grip of a 21-point lead with under 3 minutes in the third quarter. No point trying to keep the fans off the court. They want to celebrate with their national hero. Look what it means to them. Well, he's not a footnote tonight. They wouldn't have done it without that final bucket, that final mid-range. Well, there you can see the take. Of course, Spain. Alvaro Cardenas. They put them back up by 5 points in regulation. But then just Marquise Reed stepping up when it counted. And here was the three that leveled things up in regulation. The big-time tray ball from Marquise Reed. What a night of international basketball. And there was Toko just doing Toko things. Taking over. The Toko takeover. Shengalia, build this man a statue in the center of Tbilisi. And this was the play by Spain that leveled things up in regulation. That was the kick out. Spain had a 5-point lead at the beginning of overtime. That was a three-pointer by Hugo Gonzalez that put them up by 5. And that was the layup. That actually happened the play before, actually. That was the first bucket of OT. That was Alvaro Cardenas. Uncontested, wide open with the layup. And then it was Toko takeover. Toko coming up with loose balls. Toko finishing. And then Marquise Reed, little mid-range that gave them the 2-point lead for the win. Marquise Reed, incredible. Well, amazing scenes tonight here in Tbilisi, Georgia. Because I can only remember it being this exciting when that game against Iceland that solidified their participation in the 2023 Basketball World Cup. I mean, it's a basketball country. They love their basketball here in Georgia. Well, they've produced so many stars, and now we'll look at the standings. They'll still be in third place, Georgia, right behind Ukraine, who do have 4 victories. But going 3-3 into the second round just further improves their chance to try to get to Doha 2027 for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Incredible. Spain handed their first defeat. They will not go the first round undefeated, but Spain's still in a good position. Well, fans, more games still to come here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. We've had some exciting games, but this is definitely up there. Toko takeover. That's all you need to remember tonight here from Tbilisi, Georgia. Those fans enjoyed every moment of their national icon, that national hero, as Toko Shingalia leads Georgia to Spain's first defeat in the Basketball World Cup qualifiers.